strategies coming from them.
I would expect so too.
So yeah, hopefully you think the seed's gonna play nice to him. I've been seeing a lot of really devilish seeds lately.
Well, last night was one of those seeds for me, but I think we'll probably see a devilish seed come here. I think it's the game is crying out for blood.
And boastful uncle with no sword, so we're gonna see one of 6 potential items here. We'll have the bow, hammer, 10 bombs, fire rod, cane of Burna, and cane of Samaria as possible items. What do you think we're gonna find here?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'll say hammer. I'll be a little kind. We did have a very quick check there, just to mention real briefly here. Green pendant's at Desert Palace, and blue pendant is at Eastern Palace. I didn't catch this. I think it's a crystal up at Tower of Para. I think just a regular blue crystal.
Just a regular crystal. And cane of Burna. Interesting find here.
This will be fairly fun to play with here. Let's see if they get half magic here. Ooh, silvers. Okay, that's even better.
Heck yeah.
Get the hard search out of the way for that one.
Yeah, I've been seeing that fly all over the place, so that's a nice find right there. The interesting thing too about the cane of Burna is that when it's used against an enemy, it knocks them upward every time.
Here's what's going to happen with that. You're going to see Hitaka and Myriachan go ahead and line up below the enemy, and then use that to kind of push whatever knight back up into the cane of Burna if you do this properly. Also worth noting, just a really quick question here to answer in chat. Dave Com is asking, so is Zelda gonna save herself? The answer is yes. So you are going to see 2 Zelda sprites there because Myriachan is using the Zelda sprite for the player character. And there you can see Myriachan doing it nice and easy. Get that push right up into the wall there, and then that's just one and done.
So is Zelda doing self-help therapy here?
Yeah, I guess so. And Hitaka is using another sprite, Decidueye from the new Pokemon game, the final form of Rowlet, which is Vesperb.
Oh, cool. I hadn't seen that, so I was kind of curious myself what that was. Thanks for clearing that up for me.
Not a problem. We'll see Myriachan go ahead, and once again, very efficient, and Hitaka as well, very efficient on that cane use, activating it just in time there, and nicely done again from Myriachan and from Hitaka. Both of them efficiently using that cane. I think Myriachan used it a little more efficiently based on magic levels right now. So just a slight bit better on that first guard, and that does make a difference at this point.
Yeah, definitely. Without half magic, you definitely gonna conserve it because you still need it for later on in the sewer with the rats. So you want to hang on to the magic as much as you can.
Indeed. Carissa did mention they clipped it, and it's crystal number 6 is at Tower of Para. So that's a red crystal. Very nice. And no, you are not seeing double there. You've got 2 Zeldas in one game. Now, as long as they don't actually bump into each other, I don't think the timeline will reset.
If they followed each other in a Paradox Cave, then we'd really have some shenanigans.
Yeah, that could be weird. I don't think you take Zelda all the way up the Paradox Cave, though. That'd be kind of bizarre. I don't think you can anyways, because it's standard start, so...
Precisely my point.
That would be something. That would be kind of a what did you do moment.
That's when the game would like completely hard lock on you and you'd never be able to play forever and ever.
Game's just like, nah, not having this. Not tonight.
And Myriachan running a little bit low on magic. There are a couple of small pots that she can get on the way, so that's not too big of a deal.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to see Myriachan go up here and hopefully grab a couple of those pots. Both of our runners are still looking for a bomb. That would be ideal because that will give them access to the the single back area over here, or boots. Boots would also be nice at this point.
Yeah, it gets difficult when you have the Cane of Burna because you want to save it so much that you don't actually do anything. It's like you don't want to go out of your way and kill more enemies than you have to.
Yeah, because magic's going to be a little bit of a premium down here, so you're going to want to be careful.
And more rupees, so they don't really have much aside from that. I mean, you can't just chuck the silver arrows at them without the bow, so that's limiting their attack options quite a bit.
Kind of like Hitaka's situation at this point a little bit better, remembering that there is a magic pot right there on the left, so able to go ahead and refill that just a little bit more. You can see that Myria is trying to get that.
Oh, that's tough. Not enough health, and Myriachan gonna take a death.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Might be intentional here just to get a reset on the magic. Yeah, doing that to get a reset on the magic. What's okay with this is... Oh, and Hitaka getting a small potion right there. What's okay with this is everything that Myria has already done will be unlocked already, so no worries about having to spend any more keys or open any more chests. Just got to walk all the way back down there.
Yeah, and it's still really early, too, so it's not like any sort of lead that Hitaka gets right now is going to be super crucial in the run. But, you know, we'll see what happens. You never know what rando rolls at you.
Yep. Unfortunately, having to skip that left side there, didn't get the bomb drop. There's the ice rod in Sanctuary. So
cool.
if required for Turtle Rock, that's out of the way. Also useful for Desert Palace, potentially.
Yeah, it does give you some extra attack options, and you'll be able to kill the Armos Knights with it, so a little-known fact.
Yep. One of those things, you probably don't want to use it on the Armos Knight, so you'll likely want to hold off for the bow, because anything else beyond the bow is an incredibly painful fight that you don't want to have to undertake. Especially for, what, green pendant? Not green pendant. Blue pendant, Eastern Palace for that fight. Unless they've got progression, you don't want to have to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. There are 3 items there, so it wouldn't be a total loss if they kind of dipped in just to see what was in there if there wasn't anything better, but just 10 arrows in Lumberjack Cave, lessons in Agassiz chance.
Indeed. And yeah, Chris is correctly pointing out that the Armos without bow only matters if you don't have bow by GT. So if bow is locked behind something or it's within Ganon's tower, which it's a possibility that could be the case if you don't have to go into Pod or go into Eastern Palace. Certainly a possibility, but not necessarily the likelihood here. Just getting the book, so that's going to open up Desert Palace right away for Hitaka and Myria.
It's really nice when the game throws the book at you early, and when you get the Master Sword, you can route in the Bombos and the Ether Tablets at your leisure.
I think it's one of the few times that anyone throwing a book at you is a good thing.
Yeah, usually they're pretty painful to get hit by.
And yeah, you can indeed reach the Armos Knights within GT, but you can't progress further up GT without the bow. So there's definitely a couple locations where bow cannot be in the game. So anything past the getting into the gauntlet there, you can't get the bow there because you would need it to take out the red Gorias. Hitaka going down to the bottom here, getting that fighter sword. So that'll be a welcome sight.
Yeah, kind of interesting going down here. I'm interested in this routing here. It's pretty cool.
Well, Myria is going to make the play that chat was just asking why Hitaka didn't do. Going ahead and checking Ped right now.
Bombs.
8 minutes in. And that is not a terrible idea. Getting that information, you want to get the if you have a Ped required seed, or if you want just couch cash. So I was going to say if you have a Ped required seed, or just knowing what the item is there in case it turns up to be like my mattress. Candace Samaria in the.
I think Fan of Ryu likes what's in Crazy Chicken Lady's hot right now.
Indeed. Candace Samaria hiding out in the chicken hut. As I was about to say, before that Candace Samaria interrupted me, if you think that the item on pedestal could be needed, I had that happen in my match yesterday where it was Quake and I thought I might need it and I didn't. Still, it's could be good news, it could be bad news depending on what's on there. But we know it's just couch cash. So here's the hammer. Hiding out in Blind's hut, basement. A little bit of heart, 20 rupees, and what's in this last chest? Just a $5.
They seem to be getting front-loaded with a lot of either hard-to-find or important items so far pretty nicely.
Indeed. 300 rupees? Okay, that will be helpful for Hitaka and Myria. We're going to see some interesting routing here, I think. Doing a little bit of the reverse sweep of Kakariko.
Yeah, hopefully they'll remember to keep in mind the back of escape, because oftentimes you end up getting bombs and you can just check it right away. And I've seen a couple of matches where that has really made a difference in the run. Oh, hey, Master Sword. Nice.
Ooh. That's not always a good thing you want to see this early.
Well, what do we have here?
Because we're a lap away from AGA access being possible. And we're probably a bunch more checks away from AGA being required, but still, you know, if you get a really early Master Sword, it can sometimes be a harbinger of a very bad thing.
Yeah, it's probably the best of the worst. I mean, you have AGA, you have Ped Seed. I'd take the AGA. I've seen some Jet AGA seeds before in my time.
Indeed. And yeah, Ped is already dead. Myria has already checked it, and it has turned out to be just couch cash. Alright, let's see what's on the library shelf. Is this Boots Lock seed? Half magic. No, not Boots Lock, but it might be a thing that we see a runner go back and make a play on later.
Yeah, not a bad idea to get. It's a great safety to have.
Indeed. And just bombs hanging out there at the maze race. Here, meanwhile, going through, taking care of all the stuff that Hitaka's already done. Just kind of following footsteps there. You'll see this a little bit. You'll see one runner kind of do something and another runner follows their footsteps for a while. And we'll get some diversions shortly. Both the runners kind of doing the quote-unquote meta here, which is to go up to Kakariko and Lost Woods, and then to do go south of Hyrule.
It's not some bad traditional routing. Some people do go for the Ice Rod Cave, some people don't. What do you do, Neon?
I like to go Ice Rod Cave just if I can, because I want to get that out of the way and get that square removed. It's a bit of a hike, and it's easier to do it while you're over there and now and know you don't have to go back, versus trying to do it later and finding out it's a necessary progression item.
Yeah, it is a pain to go route it back, so you do have a good point there.
Indeed. Indeed. There's actually some other possibilities as far as routing goes. You can make some gambles here and there. You can go over to Desert, and in fact, because of our runners have the early items here with the book and the sword, as soon as they find a light source, they should be able to go ahead and finish out Eastern, as long as it's not boots locked.
Yeah, because hopefully, Desert should be interesting find. And hello, Mini Molderum Cave. We have there's some love and money. A bottle. We can get Sick Kid now.
Indeed. One of the things, one of the things for us at least that's always easy as both commentators and as viewers is we have what I like to call what do I want to call this? Like, I have a name for it, but I always forget it because I change it all the time. But basically, we have like complete vision of everything. We know what the runners are doing. We know, what somebody's picked up, and we know kind of, okay, you can go ahead once you have that and route this. When you're running this game, you're having to do a lot of this on the fly. So you kind of know, oh, well, Balo's there. If so-and-so had gone down there first, they could have routed in Sick Kid while they were up in Kakariko. But, it's one of those things like we might know that, but you're not going to know that as a runner. And hindsight is a powerful tool that doesn't really have a whole lot of use until you're done with the run.
Yeah, that's always tough to see in a race like that. Sometimes you know they gotta go to a certain place and they don't. They check everywhere. I was like, ah. I guess that's a good way of describing it. Is ah.
And one of the other things too to keep in mind, because of the way that the logic works, there are certain items that will tend to appear, in non-aga seeds early on. So you'll know that they tend to appear here, and there are certain places they can be. But everything is still randomized. So you could have a situation where you have to go to Catfish to get an item 3 times, and so your 4th run, you can say, oh, I have to go to Catfish, and it could be just garbage. It could be garbage for your next 5 spots, and at that point you're like, well, Catfish isn't any good anymore. And then next run after that, Catfish shows up again. So that's kind of the love that logic will get. The logic will give you with Rando is it puts things in certain places, yes, but it's not a consistent thing, and you may be surprised more often than not how weird a seed can turn.
Yeah, and that's why you gotta be able to route on the fly pretty good, and a nice heart container from Agina's cave there. Good way to route that in going to desert.
Yeah, the best things that as a runner you can learn to do are to know what items open up what, and your execution of being able to get to early game locations to deal with some of the early game dungeons with efficiency. Those will make you a better runner.
And here we go. We're about to go into our first palace, about 16 and a half minutes in, checking out desert, and Myria going towards the hospital on Eastern. Here's our big divergence here to start.
Mm-hmm. And indeed, we got Ether up on ledge there, which Hitaka should be able to go grab. And Myria's going to go check the back of Sahasrara, probably dip into Eastern as well. And yes, as Chad is pointing out, that is the definition of random, but there's a little bit of logic to the random. Hitaka getting the flippers, that'll be a nice find. That'll open up some stuff there.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess the thing I wanted to really mention was it's not so much the random item placement, it's the knowing of where to go next when you get something.
And reconfirmation of Desert Palace. So unfortunately, Desert is key locked, but at least Ether is up for grabs. So may not be a total loss here.
No, Ether could open up a lot of things later in the game. Certainly could be useful to find out early. I assume both of our runners will be making some trip over there at some point. It's usually a nice check, especially if you're still looking for items.
Speaking of items, 3 to find in Eastern.
Yes, indeed. So we'll get this first item check here after making our way through the cannonball room, as I like to call it. Hitaka going to go ahead and do the jump there with the flippers and actually see that Blue Male's sitting on Lake Hilly Island. We'll be going up to Hobo. I'm having flashbacks to my run from last night at this point, and they're not good flashbacks.
It's okay. Breathe easy. You got this.
Oh god, go mode on Hobo. Oh my goodness.
And speaking of Hobo, what's he got for us today?
Indeed. Just 50 rupees this time, so still nice to find. Hitaka will be able to go up with 851 rupees. Has more than enough to go ahead and clear out all of the stuff in Zora.
It's just some bombs as our first item in Eastern Palace, so not so much right yet.
Yep. Let's see up here. Hitaka will be able to go ahead and check all 4 items that are up here. So we'll see the waterfall cave first with the 2 chests in here, and then a trip over to Zora, and if there's anything on Zora ledge, we'll be able to go pick that up right away. So just the big 20 and a piece of heart in there. Myria getting to that 3rd chest there, and just a map so far.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Zora actually has something useful. Most of the runs I've commentated is basically just a bunch of garbage with life lessons. So, and speaking of garbage, just 10 arrows, unfortunately. Not much in Eastern to be found thus far.
Now, there's one more chest that Myriac could go ahead and check, and they'll be doing the dark room here. Very easy dark room to do. While Hitaka is going to be going over to King Zora. And we'll see what's on King Zora here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the Eastern Palace dark room. Just a big 20. Bad life lesson. So with that sword, Myria is navigating into this dark room. There's a key on the right side here. Already picked it up. We'll be working back to the other dark room, which is just kind of a big loop. So fairly easy to navigate when you have a sword or some other item that you can see. And there we go. Nice and easily done.
And if you're not good at navigating the dark rooms, if you do have to complete Eastern, there are some torches that you can light to, so you don't have to suffer through getting hit by rock hops all the time.
Yeah, that's that would be in the room above and beyond the big chest that you have to use to get to Artemis Knights.
Which unfortunately we won't be able to see what a third item is anytime soon because it is bow locked.
Yeah, unfortunately. And then maybe nothing. Our runners may not have to come back to Eastern Palace or anything.
Yeah, highly unlikely since, especially since Pet is dead, so, but you never know what rando rolls at you.
Indeed. So I think Myria will go ahead, looks like already going over to Desert Palace, which is probably a good place since you have that. You have that book already. The one thing that we haven't seen yet, and this may be a play that Hitaka will make shortly after going through Eastern Palace, going back to Escape. There are 3 chests back there that need a runner's check.
Yeah, that's true. They are gonna have to find the power glove if they want to take the easy way. Is it still open if you go into Hyrule Castle? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Yes, that is the alternate way to do it, is going through the front door and just going through Escape normally.
Not exactly ideal, but if it's the only way you got and you can't get in any other way, well, long ways the way.
Yeah, so we may have to see both of our runners go ahead and go the long way. Could be a small glove in that chest, or a power glove in that chest. Heading out in the back there. But if there isn't, we're kind of out of locations, I think. I think we're probably looking at Agaseed very quickly if that's not the play. Unless we see a play up to Death Mountain. Actually, we wouldn't see it to play up to Death Mountain unless they have the flute, because neither runner has a lift upgrade to get through.
Yeah, that's tricky. If you have to make the gamble, do you check back of Escape by going the long way, or do you just skip it and make the gamble through Aga? That's the big question of the day, if that's the case.
Honestly, I'd say I'd check back of Escape. You know, why do Aga if you don't have to do it? And who knows, that maybe you don't get gloves, but you get something else that in back of Escape that opens up something else, and that leads you to gloves. Or maybe you just get something that's good. You don't open up anything else. You still have to go to Aga, but you find something that you'll need for progression later.
Yeah, because they're not going to be able to go far in Dark World without the Moon Pearl unless they want to play along as well. They're not going to be Happy Fluffy Bunny necessarily, but they'll be something.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the bunny sprites are for both of these sprites. I can't actually remember what they are. I'm not sure I've seen them in a while, so.
I haven't actually seen either, so I couldn't tell you.
And that would be a thing too. We would need to find Lamp in Escape if Aga's in play. So that would also be a very clear indication that Aga is the play, depending upon, you know, what's in there. If it's gloves, if it's Aga, if it's something else, I'm fairly certain that the back of Escape there has some sort of progression that will point our runners in the direction they need to go. Oh, Zelda is a bunny. Okay, that is. I kind of thought that might be the case. And that's right. Hitaka's bunny sprite's a Pokeball for the Decidueye. That's right. I remember seeing that now. We have checked. We have checked Ped, so we know it's just Couch Cash.
And here we go. What to do? What to do, Hitaka?
Yep, gonna go back and check escape, see what's back there, see where those 3 chests and what items in there point them. So that's I think that's a solid play at this point. It's more likely than not that the gloves, the flutes, lamp, something is back there that will say, hey, this is where you need to go next. Yeah, if it's not lamp, then I would say we probably don't have an Agaseed, because the game logic does not like to send you to have to do things that you can't do with glitches or sequence breaks.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too where that moon pearl is going to get found as well. So that's I'm guessing the back of here personally.
Yeah. And for those wondering, if you've never seen the Aga dark rooms, you don't really want to see them. They're some of the most brutal dark rooms in the game. There's the glove, okay, and the moon pearl, and the map. That's right, we hadn't found the map, so you did need call it. So answer the question: we have Dark World access, and we also have Death Mountain access if our runners decide they want a sequence break up there. But the game is pointing them to go to the Dark World, specifically through one of these portals, either through the one at Eastern Palace, the one down here in the swamp, or the one at Kakariko. And Hitaka will choose to do the swamp one, presumably to start off the Dark World routing here with Hype Cave.
Should be interesting here.
All right, for those playing at home wanting to know what's in the dungeons here, our second red crystal is going to be inside of Swamp Palace. The red pendant is at Ice Palace. Everything else is a straight vanilla crystal. And we'll start off with Hype Cave, starting off with a big 5. Oh, we had Sick Kid check we forgot about, but it turned out to be nothing. That's right. Oh my goodness. And there's a 10 and the blue mail, so we know where all the mails are right now.
That's pretty sweet to know. Good safeties.
I'll actually give that a 5 out of 10 for the blue mail being here with this early Dark World play, because you want to have as much healing as you can right now, or as much damage deferral as you can right now in the Dark World. The game does not scale down because you have fewer items. The game in the Dark World and all of these dungeons are scaled up to their vanilla difficulties, which means that things hit like a truck.
Yeah, so you are really going to want one of those mail pickups at least sooner or later. So that's a really good find there, I think.
Indeed. Also, thanks for the subs tonight, guys. We had I think we had Sinex subbing, renewing their sub earlier, and Numberplay just did as well for 6 months in a row. Thank you very much. You can see Deacon game now. I like the routing here from Hitaka to do this first. Just getting a little bit of love.
Nice to find it quick though. I mean, you can dig it if it's something that's garbagey.
Indeed. I do like the routing. I think we're going to see, play the Sanctuary and probably a Village of Outcasts check coming from the portal on the other side in Kakariko. Here are picking up all of those items as well. Also, thanks for the Twitch Prime subscription, Mars157. I think Hitaka is going to go ahead and clean up the sick kid here. We'll find the same thing that Miria has already found. Miria, with those, disappointment. With those items, Miria is going to go ahead and go to the Dark World as well. So we'll not have the blue mail, and that's the only real advantage that Hitaka has at this point, is that mail upgrade.
Yeah, once they get the mirror, they'll be able to get that if they want to. So we'll see what happens.
I would assume at some point Miria will go to Hype Cave and get that upgrade as well. So not going to be too long here. Both runners going ahead and sinking. Hitaka is going to go, I believe, check pyramid now. Not pyramid, pedestal. Other P thing.
Period, pedestal, I'll forget it. Jeez.
Pyramid, pedestal, it's all the same thing. And Hitaka will just find the couch cache there. Myria gonna go to Skull Woods. Looks like to start with.
Well, red pendant's ice, so they might not have to worry about that. And the other red crystal is in swamp.
Indeed. So it'll be interesting to see, where does Hitaka go here. Does Hitaka decide to dip into Thief's Town, or are we going to see another Skullwoods play to start with?
I've seen a lot of people go do Skullwoods first. I mean, they don't have the Fire Rod unless it happens to be vanilla there. But I've seen a lot of players dip into there to check it out and then go down into Village of Outcasts.
Indeed. Yeah, we can't. I did see Number Play trying to throw some evilness in there. Hookshot in Ganon's Tower. Boy, that would be evil. But that's not going to be possible because of the fact that we do have Crystal Swamp. So.
I love how chat comes up with the evil scenarios. We love you too.
Well, I'm really good at it. I do evil scenarios when I commentate, so I can't blame them.
I see you stroking your goatee there.
Here's the big key. Here, probably will bomb jump across here to open up this chest.
It is to find the big key anyway. It is Skullwoods is one of those two that can have the big key in the big chest because you don't need to complete it. So that's one thing the former thief will not be able to lockpick for you.
So we're gonna see Hitaka go ahead and do the bomb jump here. Myria with a little bit of low health will decide to take the vanilla way of falling down, and just a key in there. So both runners will grab that. So correct me if I'm mistaken here, but I don't believe we found any items so far in... Yeah, we have not found any items in Skullwoods yet. There's 3 chests, so we're looking for a map and 2 items.
Yeah, so I've noticed they tend to be in that, well, I stand corrected, back of it, but Heart Container's not all that bad of a find, I guess.
Indeed, so... Neither runner will be able to get that second item or the map. One of them being on Mothula, the other being located within the chest right at the beginning there. Taka going to take the Wallmaster Express back to the start and dip out. Probably will now go to Village of Outcasts.
Nice when they can actually lend a hand.
Yeah, one of the important things to do, especially in dungeons that are kind of split apart like this or have multiple ways you can go through them, like a very fast go mode way versus a longer clear, is to know what items you're looking for and to know how many items you have already found in the dungeon, so you can go ahead and just count a couple chests there and know that, okay, I've still got 1 item to find it plus the map. So go ahead and, start skipping chests when you know you have everything in a dungeon, so you don't have to just pick up dungeon items.
Bumper Cave not having anything useful.
Yep, but again, that's a good play there, just to check that to know if you need the cape or not. Any item information like that to know, am I required? There's the mirror hiding out in the C-shaped house, but any information like that you can check is always welcome and shortens up your routing a little bit.
A stitch in time saves 9, as they say. And let's see what happens in our bombable hut. Survey says Heart.
Indeed, just a heart. So Myria's going to go and make the play for use down here. They do have the hammer, so they will have a full clear possible if the game logic determines that something's in the big chest. But already finding the big key in that first chest. Nice little stutter step there to deal with the red Sizzix.
Yeah, they have spinning for a dirty habit, and there's the fire shield. I actually like the shields quite a bit. You do have to invest in it a little bit, but when you do, it just gets a lot more useful as you go.
Indeed, that's going to be a nice find here because of the fact that you got that second shield upgrade, and you're going into a fight where you're going to be able to block some of the fireballs coming out of blind. So that'll save you a lot of health and aggravation. The one thing that Myria is going to have to be careful of is the one thing that Hitaka doesn't have to be as careful of. It still should, if I could speak properly, keep an eye on is that health meter. Myria's got fewer hearts in green mail. Hitaka having more hearts in total, fewer right now. It's only 5 in blue mail, meaning can take a few more hits. But this is a dungeon where going in with green mail is sometimes a tough outing.
Yeah, blind is tough if you don't have some defensive stuff handy, unless you really know the script. And some people are familiar with it, but more often than not, you get a curveball thrown at you, and ick.
Well, the good thing for both of our runners is starting off with that Cane of Burna will give that as an option to deal with the blind fight. And if you're very careful with your magic usage, even at Myria's current level of just a little bit short of having full, you can get through the fight with turning it on, turning it off at the right spots. Yeah, one mail upgrade for those who have just tuned in. One of the mail upgrades is in Hype Cave, which Hitaka has been to. The other is on the Lake Hilly Island, so they're both kind of in the same area. And they're both now reachable. Just a big 50 hiding out in the chest there, right by the skylight.
One of 4 items so far. I think we found a couple of more too, if I'm not mistaken.
We have indeed. I believe we've got 2 from the front there.
Yeah, because I know they got the shield, so there's a second.
Yeah. Or did we find the... We found the key is what we did. We found the key in one of the chests, so we've only found 2 items. And I believe we're looking for a compass and 2 more items at this point.
Yeah, you kind of hope you find the items sooner than later, so that's that many chests you can skip, because you don't really need the dungeon items in Rando, because you gotta learn the layouts anyway.
Indeed. So the odds is that we're going to see both runners go ahead, and because they'll still have one item they're looking for after they open the chest. There's the bug net. Woohoo!
Net game.
But they still have one item that they're looking for, so they're going to go ahead and open up this big chest right away in case it's progression. If it's not, your opponent's going to do it too. So if it's not progression or if it's a compass, last item's on blind. Don't have to worry about it. All right, it's on blind.
So this is gonna be fun here. We're gonna have to see what blind throws at him, other than millions and millions of fireballs.
Yeah, having the fire shield, the second level shield here is going to be a lot nicer, and having that Cane of Burna should make this a relatively easy fight to execute.
And blind pun. I remember not to use insect puns while he's around.
Indeed. Myria doing a very nice job on phase 1 there. Getting those beam hits, actually. Really nice decision to go with the sword beam hits there, because those work just as well as sword slashes. And you can do them from a distance, just have to line it up. Excellent job so far. Oh, taking one little hit there. But other than that, really, really clean fight. Really well done. And just getting a big 20 for their efforts. Yeah, both runners should be able to complete this very quickly.
But hey, we actually have our first crystal just shy of 40 minutes in.
Hey. We've been to 3 dungeons, so do keep that. Actually, 4 dungeons. Keep that in mind when you're looking at that time, because sometimes you get a really, really quick seed, and you'll get like an 18-20 minute crystal, and sometimes you get these ones where it's a lot of dipping, and you don't really get the full clear until late.
Yeah, it's not an indicator, but it's kind of an interesting little tidbit.
So Hitaka, already having cleared out the south side there, deciding to go back and save and quit and go back to Sanctuary. Myria is going to go and have to check all of these locations. We'll be able to get K45 in here as well, so that will be a new spot for us to check out.
That could very well be a difference maker as well.
Indeed, because with Hitaka's routing, gonna be doing the kind of the sequence break here and going into a dark desert mountain climb, save the old man. But yeah, K45 is within logic. What Hitaka is doing is not technically within logic; it's a sequence break. But there could be items up here on Death Mountain that could do one of two things: either give a big advantage or potentially lead in the wrong direction.
Yeah, because it's not taking into account the items, but there's plenty of stuff to find. You got 1 from the Old Man, 2 on Spectacle Rock. You got 7 in Paradox Cave itself.
Indeed, that's one of the things to keep in mind too. And I'm assuming that's why Hitaka has made the play here. We'll have access to Eastern Death Mountain as well as access, because they have the mirror, up to Tower of Hera. So that will be a clear, and that's a crystal. I wouldn't be shocked to see Hitaka go in and do Tower of Hera.
Quick clear, quick crystal, why not?
Indeed. The only thing is, if there's a item hanging out in the basement, which happens more often than you would think, they're not going to be able to pick that up. Just a big 50 inside Spectacle Rock.
But the interesting thing is they're actually going to be able to check Ether Tablet up here too.
That's true too. Actually going to be able to access whatever is there, not even check it. You know, just be able to pull down whatever it is. Myria is actually going to check the other tablet. I'll go into Bombos.
Not a bad idea as well. I like that idea.
Indeed.
That was kind of a trickier one to route in than Ether, so let's see what it has.
Boots. Oh, that's a nice find. And just like that, Desert Palace opens back up for full completion.
That is a great find there.
Indeed, but Hitaka's going to be going into Tower of Hera, so both of our runners will be exploring a different dungeon here. We'll get to see if there's an item hiding out in Desert Palace that's needed for progression, or if there's something in Tower of Hera. And if not, maybe there's something up on East Death Mountain.
Yeah, as soon as Myriachan finds the item that's in Desert, she can just peace out.
Indeed. Have they found one item that's already in here?
Yeah, the flippers.
Ah, yes, that's right, the flippers. So there's a second item that's going to be here. And it could certainly be on the left side. Could certainly be on the right side.
I think they were flipping out when they found them.
Rick, please. If anyone's going to make terrible puns, I'm going to be the one that does it.
Hey, I'm like blinding commentator form, okay?
Oh, goodness. But Myriad making the trip over to the right side with that small key, getting the map. So we know that the big key is hiding out in this chest. Only place it can be. Which means that we'll get one more check of the big chest over on the left side.
And then you know you're going to have to full clear it and do Moldorm, which, I mean, it's not going to take too long, but it is sort of out of the way if you have a, I mean, this is a pendant dungeon, so.
Yeah, I gotta maybe have to fight Landmolas for that third item. This is a big 20 hanging out there for Hitaka.
One of 2 items in Tower of Hera.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. That's not good for Hitaka. Wow. Unless there's something good up here on East of Mountain. Myria pulling the bow out of the big chest in Desert Palace.
Now that is an exciting find, and with those early silver arrows, you're just going to be knocking bosses down left and right. Speaking
my goodness.
Speaking of knocking down too, watch out, Hitaka. Moldorm isn't particularly irritating for him today.
Yeah, don't fall down the troll hole there in the middle. It's a 2-level drop if you get knocked into that one. And Myria gonna go ahead and pick up the blue mail that's hiding out here, or the progressive mail, I should say. Could have been red mail if she had gone and done like Killy Island first. And just a compass. Did we find the map already? And
I didn't see what was in that one, but in the chest below the big chest. So I don't know if Hitaka's going to go check the basement or not.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have a light source anyways, so can't check it even if that's the case. I was just trying to remember if we'd seen both items out of Hera there. If we have, then doesn't need to check it because it's going to be the map. If we haven't, then there's certainly an item down there, and just a big 20 up on the floating island. But Myria making the play here, probably into the dark rooms in Pod.
If you're comfortable with it, it's a good way to go, and then just go back in Eastern and finish that off. Good routing by Myria there. I like it.
Indeed. And Chad asking a little bit, why didn't Myria go ahead and complete Desert Palace there and get the green pendant off Lamola's? Can't do it without a fire source, so that being one reason, the other being that we've got our 3 items out of there, so maybe just thinking it's not the value play right now, having to go through and do that to get the green pendant to do the turn in. But you never know. That could certainly be a possibility at a later stage here. Yeah,
once they get fire, not necessarily lamp in here, but if fire rod is in here, that would allow a light source, and boom.
Light source and finishing Skull Woods.
That too.
So yeah, fire rod would be preferred at this point over lantern, I think, for both our runners, but it'll be interesting to see where that shows up. Just bombs and a bomb upgrade to start with. Myria having go to the right side because she's found out the House of Darkness is boat locked.
Thankfully having bow, but you can always get by this room with a potion glitch, so that's something to keep in mind if you don't have the bow and you really got to check it.
And so far, striking out. Oh, hook shot, hanging out in Paradox Cave. So Hitaka does come out with something that's going to be valuable. That's going to be very nice.
Yeah, that's great. And with hammer, flippers, mirror, and hook shot, you can full clear swamp.
Yes, indeed. So that will open up Swamp Palace, and that's going to be also a crystal dungeon for both of our runners. So we have a required hike up to Paradox Cave at some point for Myria, and Hitaka's got to go back and do Desert Palace at some point as well. So, yeah, we'll see Hitaka go ahead, probably go south right out of here. Question will be, will it be south to the Dark World and going to Swamp Palace, or will it be a trip immediately over to? Yep, it's gonna be Swamp Palace. I was gonna say Desert Palace, but
I wouldn't be.
Swamp Palace is gonna be a play.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you have 6 items in Swamp Palace, and between that and Pod, it seems to be one of those 2 dungeons. Always seems to be like the really good progressive play. So I don't blame Hitaka for jumping at it, even if it is a bit out of logic.
Indeed. So that's is out of logic because we're not supposed to be able to get up to Death Mountain without that flute or the lamp.
But hopefully, for Hitaka's sake, that things will go swimmingly in Swamp Palace.
Indeed. Probably won't get too bogged down there.
I like it.
You can also use that for Mystery Mire. So I'm going to go ahead and see. You're looking for that lamp a little bit in the dark here about what's still left in Palace of Darkness, but
still an easy dark room, but just
here.
kind of annoying with the anti-fairies there.
Indeed. So I think we've seen all the other chests outside of the dark room. So Myria is now doing a sequence break, not having that lamp. You're not supposed to be able to get to these rooms without that lamp and see what's in there, but.
And just a left ventricle from the first chest with a potential item in it in Swamp, which did have an item.
Indeed. So this is very interesting and very curious about where this lamp could be at this point. Just trying to think, what locations haven't we checked yet that our runners would have access to? And the first one to me that kind of makes me think, based on what Myria has, would be Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, this one, it's a really weird out-of-the-way one, so kind of oh, we got another bottle with some red potion there. Nice safety.
Indeed. Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, and Bong Rocks are all within the logic for Myria, so the lamp could, in theory, be at any one of those locations. Catfish would also be within there. Pyramid is a possibility as well.
Plenty of good stuff ripe for the picking.
Indeed. And Flute could be at a lot of those locations too, because Flute would also give you access up to Duff Mountain. I was mostly thinking of Lamp because of the fact that we have the dark rooms here in Pod. And we're going to get to see Myria go ahead and do one of the absolute hardest dark rooms to handle here. It's the third dark room in Palace of Darkness. There's 6 terrapins hanging out in that room. You have to kill them all to open the door. Hard enough to do with having the lamp, even harder to do when you can't see where the heck they are.
Yeah, with no fire source, even though you can use a fire source to light the room up, that is dicey.
Indeed. And that's one of the things too, is we don't have a fire source, so this is going to have to be purely blind. Not the Thieves' Town blind, like, you know what I'm talking about. I just don't want you to make a pun based off of that.
Pizza joke? Nah, I think it's too cheesy.
I'm cutting you off there. You had one too many.
Sad.
But nicely done there from Myria, going ahead and flipping the switch. So there's one turtle that's hanging out here. Safely got through there. This is the hard part. There's 6 hiding out here. Got one, it looks like. Oh, got one for sure now. Gonna be using the hammer to try and flip them and kill them.
I kind of like hammer. Oh, we got like 3. Oh man,
oh, we got a whole bunch in there. There's 2. Well, no one. We've got them killed because we'll see them die. There's I think 4. I'm not certain here. It's kind of hard to tell, but we'll know when. Oh, one more following.
Yeah, I think there was 5, and then thankfully the turtles do follow you, but not thankfully the turtles follow you.
They follow you, but you don't know where they're coming from. So, okay, there's one more. So we're at 5 now.
Yeah.
Also, thankfully, Myria has a red potion. Okay, there we go. We're good now.
Yeah, Myria might want to use that sooner than later. There's still a couple of turtles in the hallway before Helmasaur, and then Helmasaur is a nice little projectile fight himself, not to be outdone by blind.
Indeed. The only good thing is having the silvers will make this a... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use that potion right now, rather than risk it. So I think that means Myria is just going to try and... Oh, actually walked all the way through. So nicely done. Breaking the Helmasaur King mask here. So that first chunk comes out at 1 hit. The second chunk there comes out at 9 hits. And then the mask itself shatters at 17 hammer hits. So we will probably see that shatter. And then it's just a single silver arrow will do the trick.
And arrowed. And it is all over for Helmasaur King.
powder. Ooh. Dr. Bob would be very happy about that one.
Yeah, and second crystal and potential Batcave check. I'm not feeling like it's gonna have a progressive item in it, but it could have something.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've been watching Hitaka slowly work through Swamp Palace. I don't think we found anything yet. 300 rupees there. So I don't think we found any progression so far in Swamp Palace, based on what I've seen and based on what the tracker is showing as well.
Yeah, it's a little surprising. Yeah, I don't think Palace of Darkness had too much in it either. I didn't see all the items, I think because of some of the dark rooms, but
very interesting here. Myria is going to go ahead and complete Eastern Palace.
It's definitely a good routing decision. If you can work 2 dungeons right into one, do it.
Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised because it's dependent, so I didn't expect this. I thought both our runners would probably just go ahead and shelve Eastern Palace and not worry about it for the rest of the run.
Ah, that's right, that's right. That one item could have a progression thing, though, and Myria, it looks like he's going to get some insurance fairies.
Yeah. On the other hand, if there is a needed progression item hanging out here somewhere, this is a great play, because you get this taken care of right away. Meanwhile, Hitaka cleaning up Argus, getting the flute. Okay, okay. That's good.
Now we got some pretty sweet progression here, so interesting.
All right, that's our logic. Our logic is to go through and complete Swamp Palace to get the access to Death Mountain.
So Lamp is actually sooner than Logic. In the Logic...
Right. Well, Myria has gone ahead and picked up the... just looking for that door right now. Got it. Going upstairs now. And this will be a quick fight, so I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea. I do think that the next place that Myria is going to end up going is going to be Swamp Palace, so I would expect to see her go ahead and pick up that flute very soon, and then go up to Death Mountain.
Hitaka, thankfully having a flute instead of a horn. Tooting his own horn there, almost.
Oh yeah, holy cow. That's right. That's right. We found the hookshot up on Death Mountain, so Lamp's got to be somewhere else. Lamp is locking both hookshot and flute and logic, because we need hookshot there. And just a big 50 on the... It's going to skip the... Oh, go ahead and grab the pendant anyways, I guess.
It's there, teleport. 6 of one, half dozen of the other. But I think, going over to the Sanctuary, I don't think Myriachan has checked over, like, the Bonk Rocks and the Graveyard Ledge.
Right.
So that might actually be the good play to make there.
Right, and this might be the play, actually, right now. We might see a... Actually, probably we'll see a play... Maybe we play up the Catfish? Have we... Myria's done Zora area, right?
I don't think Myria's done Zora yet. I don't recall, but it might be a good idea.
If she hasn't, then yeah, the play would be Catfish in the Zora area. Probably Pyramid, Catfish, Zora play, get these locations all knocked out at this point. Yeah, Pyramid first. That's a good play.
Yeah,
you have immediate access.
Yeah, we won't be seeing any Lamp here, but items are nice.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. Lamp could be up here, because this was accessible from the get-go.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was thinking having to run through Aga. That was dumb.
Nope. But just getting quick medallion is nice.
2 out of 3 medallions. We don't know what's going to open up Turtle Rock or Mire yet.
Yeah. Let's take a moment here and go ahead and put some stock into what do our runners need to get into go mode at this point, based on what's left. So we will need to know what the requirements are going to be for the Misery Mire and Turtle Rock access.
So we at least need Titan's Mitt.
Titan's Mitt and Fire Rod are the last two items that we're looking for between the two runners. Specifically, Myria is going to need, in addition to Titan's Mitt and Fire Rod, going to need to pick up Hook Shot, which we know what that is, and Flute. So we'll have to see if there's a sequence break up here to go up to Death Mountain through the Dark World, the Dark Tunnel. Then Lamp's not really going to be a necessary item unless our runners are not too confident with the Misery Mire Dark Room.
And something fishy's going on here. Myriachan gets her mitts on the mitts.
Well, that's nice.
And Hitaka actually using the potion glitch that I mentioned earlier to scroll the Gorias off the screen enough to get through that. That is allowed only in that one room, though. Otherwise, it is a bad kind of sequence break, which there's lots of internal yelling involved and sadness.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you can break with that. It's allowed for that one room because it's not particularly breakful there, I guess you could say. Harmful, maybe as well. But Myria going to check the location there, finding just 5-arrow upgrade in Bonk Rocks.
No dice there, so I think we still have a graveyard ledge to check, though.
We do. We have graveyard ledge to check. We also have King's Tomb. And for Myria, that's within the logic. So, did Myria go ahead and check King's Tomb? I don't think we saw that. Maybe gonna double up here and go back and grab it while doing graveyard ledge.
Yeah, probably gonna have to double.
No, hammer pegs. Hammer pegs Jeremiah. Maybe the chest as well.
Yeah, plenty of different options to check out, but we'll have to see.
Indeed.
But I say, while the runners are going through the motions, definitely give them a follow. We have seen some great gameplay, so if you haven't followed them on Twitch yet, follow them. I was talking to, funny enough, I was talking to Myriachan earlier, and does know some stuff about Breath of Fire as well, so if you're a fan, might be worth checking out.
Yeah, so one of the things to keep in mind here is with that love that was available, always available within the logic. Hey, Myria picking up bombos, so hey, we don't have to worry about what the medallions are. There's access with all three of them right now.
No worries there, and we're going to find out what the smithy repays.
Yeah, we're still technically looking for the lamp. That's the logic bottleneck at this point for our runners. So the lamp is somewhere that presumably will require Titan's Mitt or hammer or even the powder to access. Actually, it can't be the powder because you would need it to get to the dark rooms, and that was on Helmstor King. So this will not be the lamp. Could be something good. Nope, just 5 bomb upgrade.
More bomb upgrades. Probably Myriachan, she's probably not very happy about that. Getting it twice in a row. Hopefully third time's a charm.
Yep. So here's the fun story. As chat also very quickly pointing out, as Myria is going to go ahead and do save and quit to do a very quick purple chest. With all of the things that they have, our runners have access to the last. Between them, our runners have access to the last 3 dungeons. I would think, actually, that Misery Mire can't be where the lamp is because you need the flute to get there, which you need the hook shot to get because it's on Argus and Swamp Palace, and Hitaka sequence broke up Death Mountain to get that out of Paradox Cave. So Misery Mire and all of these surrounding areas cannot be where the lamp is located. It does leave Turtle Rock and Actually, it doesn't even really Turtle Rock. I think it's got to be Ice Palace if it's in a dungeon. Oh my goodness, that's not good.
Painful. And a third bomb upgrade in a row from Myriachan. Lots of explosives, but not what she's looking for.
Yeah, I was just kind of thinking backwards there. I'm like, wait a minute, it can't be in Myriachan because you need the flute to get there, and you don't get that without the hook shot, which is a sequence break. And then Turtle Rock, you have to sequence break to be able to get up there in the first place.
Yeah.
But Miria's going to go ahead and take care of that right now.
Yeah, I'm still thinking it's Graveyard Ledge, to be honest.
Yeah, Graveyard Ledge would be within logic. So would Ice Palace, actually.
And who really wants to search Ice Palace when not in Go mode? And Pendant, that's just mean seed. But then again, we've seen some pretty rough seeds, and you probably experienced a few yourself.
Yep.
I'm not in the tournament, so I can't actually say that I've experienced mean seeds in the tournament. But
so can I make it even worse?
Please.
Okay. Ice Palace access is Bombos. Fire Rods and Ice Palace. The lamp is on Green Pendant turn in. You have to use the Fire Rod to light the torches to get into Desert Palace to fight Land Mollusk.
The sharks in the chat smell blood now. Good job, Neon. Good job.
Yes. And that should be and that theoretically, because you have access to Ice Palace, should be within logic.
And for those of you just joining us who haven't seen, we actually did get an early ped check, and it's just Couch Cash, so sadly, the dream has long been dead.
Indeed. Myria going up and going to do all the stuff that Hitaka has already done up here. We'll be getting that hook shot, and probably that will put it on the indicator there that, hey, I can go to Swamp Palace and clear that.
And Hitaka doing something that Myriachan hasn't been able to do, and check Fat Fairy.
Indeed. Number Play does point out a good point. Why would you go looking for lamp? Oh, there's fire.
Oh, that is so required to go in there now. This is
okay, so
very interesting.
Yay. I guess it's within Ice Palace. I guess that's where it has to be. Ice Palace or Graveyard Ledge.
And so, Fat Fairy giving bees and bottles, telling Hitaka to buzz off, unfortunately.
That's a really nice play from Hitaka there, to check that, knowing that you have both of the red crystals now.
And it worked out beautifully.
Indeed. Myria is going to be able to make that same play, though, in just a moment here. Once she's gone ahead and completed Tower of Hera.
And Swamp. I don't think Myriachan's checked Swamp yet, actually.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Swamp check from Myria, because no hook shot, so... And it's on Argus, so that's a thing that we're going to want to not have to worry about. So... that actually would be a good play for Myria if she goes ahead and does Swamp next after doing the Death Mountain clear out, because that would also give her the 5 and 6 crystals to be able to go and check Pyramid Fairy.
As much as the sequence broke, this seed seems to have been fairly linear to them outside of Devilish Time trying to find the lamp.
Indeed, and I believe with that find there of the Fire Rod, I believe we're in no mode. I'm just curious where this lamp is at this point. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, God, it's gotta be a Ice Palace. That's the only logical place you could go based on the knowledge we have that we haven't been able to check.
You say Ice Palace, I say Graveyard Ledge. We'll see who's right.
I don't know if we'll get a check of either of them if one of the runners goes ahead and completes all of this. If Hitaka goes back into the desert and does the loop there to get Bombo's tablet and then bow.
Oh, that's right. Hitaka doesn't have the bow yet. I almost forgot about that.
Nope, it's boots locked too, so it's got to go up to Bombo's tablet to get the boots.
Rough. And Myriachan making short work of Moldorm there with a hammer. Good call, and we'll be picking up a compass for efforts.
Indeed. I kind of like Myria's path forward at this point a little bit over Hitaka, because Hitaka's going to go back to to the desert and has to check a location that's a little bit of a pain in the butt to get to in Bombo's tablet, has to go back and go through the main part of Desert Palace, which he's already done. So that's a double dip you don't necessarily want to have to do, especially for a pendant dungeon.
And Hitaka narrowly missing the Wall Master. I've had a run where I got caught right before Mothula, so... And making easy work of Mothula, speaking of which, in just a map.
Indeed. Yeah, Hitaka will have to do that, and then if one of the 2 dungeon entries there is going to be for... has to go up to Catfish too to get the lift upgrade. But if one of the 2 dungeons requires Bombos, it's going to have to go to Hammer Pegs as well. So a lot of running around to check places for Hitaka still. A lot of just traveling all over the world without the boots. So a lot less linear than Myria's presumptive route here.
And just a whole bunch of rupees. I didn't think they're going to find much, considering how the logic has kind of rolled them, so... Yeah, that's about what I expected.
Indeed. And that's kind of the good thing for, at least for us, being able to watch this from 30,000 feet up. We know that Myria is going to find a hookshot right now, and that will point towards Swamp Palace, hopefully. Though we might get a check of some more locations up here with that. We might get to see Hookshot Cave and whatever's on... Nice bomb jump too, by the way. Whatever's up on Desert... not Desert Palace, but Turtle Rock.
Plenty of things to see in this world tour, so it's gonna be neat to see what's there. And Hitaka, what is Hitaka? I think we might get our graveyard ledge check.
Well, this could be the question we've been waiting for. I'm pretty sure Rick's gonna be right, because every time I say something is somewhere, I'm either dead on, guessing, or I'm like completely way off.
Well, that's what I am too, but just I don't know. I'm following my hunch here.
And a nice little hook dash there from Myriachan right up to the top, and it's going to be Ether for Turtle Rock. So if Myers Bombos, Hitaka's got to do some walking. Well, unfortunately, you're wrong. So
I think sorry, Rick. You're right.
Commentator is psychic. He knew where Hookshot was. No, Hitaka picked it up about forever ago. And we know that there's not going to be... There could be a sword upgrade here in Hookshot Cave. So that would be nice.
Yeah, ideally you want at least Tempered Sword when you go to fight Ganon, but with the Silver Arrows, Master Sword is an okay compromise.
It's doable. I might have done one of those fights in the last 24 hours. But it's doable. Master Sword, Silver Arrows, not the worst in the world, as long as you have some safeties and something to protect yourself with. Get through phase 2.
You've seen things. You know things.
I have the experience. Alright, so save and quit from Myria. Won't be shocked if she goes ahead and starts back up from her house. Yep, probably right over to Swamp Palace, I would assume, with that hook shot. Hitaka gonna go up to Catfish and will get the lift upgrade, Titan's Mitts, aka the Infinity Gauntlet, aka whatever the heck you want to call it.
I think we're gonna see just Myriachan skip the lamp entirely. I have a feeling, because if you're that comfortable with dark rooms that you can just do the turtle room and pod and not have to worry about it, I think we've got a mandatory, non-mandatory item here for Myria.
Probably. Obviously, with Fire Rod, you're not going to really need it as long as you can get through the 2 remaining dark rooms here for Meyer and Turtle Rock.
And you're gonna get into Misery Mire, just Misery Love Company.
Indeed. And if we don't find that lamp, we might get to have some. There's Bombos. Oh, yep.
Misery does not love company.
No. We're gonna get a bird roast tonight, perhaps, but Hitaka's gonna have to go all the way back to Hammerpeg Cave. Getting a riot shield. That's all right.
Fair compromise, but get out the hot sauce for that roast.
Yep, that's gonna be. It's gonna be nice. Gonna be nice for maybe having to go on Laser Bridge. Definitely nice for Ganon's Tower. Will help with the Red Gorilla rooms. Won't have to worry about the fireballs stinging you out as you make your way up through Gauntlet.
Spitting is a dirty habit.
Just picked up a heart. Why not? You came all the way over here. It's a full heart. Might as well. So both runners have 14 hearts now, and blue mail.
I think an obscure bit of trivia. I think Checkerboard Cave is a place where the Moon Pearl can be.
Yes, it can be there.
Is that speaking from experience too?
Yes and no. That's speaking from experience and knowledge. Just knowing that you can access that with the mirror, the flute, and the Titan's mitts. That's all you need to get to that area. So as long as you have those 3 items, even if you don't have the Moon Pearl, you can go there. Well, if Myriad does skip left side swamp, that will be a good call because we know where the 2 last go mode items are from Myria. They're going to be on Argus and at the Pyramid Ferry. Now, so you can go ahead and keep checking. Maybe looking for something else.
Yeah. Tempered to butter would be nice, but not necessarily required.
So this will be very interesting to see where Hitaka goes next because still doesn't have that bow. Still doesn't have those boots. We'll have access to get into Turtle Rock and be able to complete it with just the equipment that he's got right now. That's a good question though. Do we see a Turtle Rock play at this point, or is the thought, you know, I don't want to do this till I'm in go mode, so I'll check and I'll see if I can get in there. Maybe I'll open it up, but I don't necessarily want to go in and do it if it's gonna be a wild goose chase.
Yeah, that's a tricky one. You do want to save Turtle Rock for last, usually, just so you can run right over to Ganon's Tower. But you know, sometimes you got to dip into it earlier than you want to. That's how Rando rolls you.
Yeah, that might be the case here. Hitaka may end up deciding that, hey, you know, I can go ahead and complete this dungeon now with what I've got. Why not just do it? Maybe the bow is in here. Maybe boots are in here. Something that will give me some kind of hint on where to go next. Maybe even shovels in here, and that would be. Oh, almost hit the wrong one. Okay, it does in the right order, Hitaka.
Yeah, don't do that. You have to go reset after.
Will Myria get half magic at the library? I doubt it at this point. I think Myria is just gonna roll with what she's got. Maybe open up some chests looking for a sword, but that's about it. I feel like at this point, once you get into go mode, you're just gonna go ahead and be like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and complete this and get this done with, because I don't know where my opponent is. They could be, you know, 5 minutes ahead of me, and I don't want to give that up.
Yeah, when you're in go mode, it's basically the equivalent of if you're playing a football game and instead of being a football player, you just drive a truck through everybody. That's what you want for go mode.
Yeah. It's kind of, if we're going to use football game as an analogy here, making that decision is kind of like, okay, you know, I've got, you know, the question is, you know, do I go for 3 or do I try and make a touchdown play here and hope that I can hold the other team on defense? Yeah, it's about risk versus reward with the gamble. But Myria is going to be getting the flute in just a moment here once the Argus fight's over. So I believe if Hitaka goes through and completes this dungeon, we will get to experience one of my favorite things in Rando. But we'll discuss that when we get there.
Sounds like a good plan to me. And here we go, the breather boss of the century. Slightly more annoying with the Master Sword, but, you know, it's still not a bad fight.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully for Hitaka to full clearing Turtle Rock is roughly about the same as doing it in Go mode anyway, so not a super time loss here.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, nice dodging.
Nobody's checked bumper cave. Has somebody checked bumper cave? Yeah, it's Big 20. And Myriachan picking up the flute there. Hitaka just going to grab the chest there on that middle island. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit of love.
And then I think Myriachan is gonna go. I think she'll go check the Fat Fairy and then just charge right through everything. But I'm really curious what's going on here now.
With Myriachan, I think she's going to get Swag Duck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hello, Rick.
Yeah, might as well get it. Makes your travel a lot easier at this point.
Fly this.
Even if you're gonna do Pyramid right after that, which we know that's the plan to make. To get into Go mode immediately.
Indeed, boy. How could I ever forget about flying the Swag Duck Airlines?
Indeed.
Shame on me. And we'll get to with some Mimic Cave here. Survey says... Oh, that's kind of a lame find. Ouch. And Myriachan actually going to Missouri Mire instead.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, getting there's an upgrade there.
There's our sword upgrade.
There's a sword upgrade for Hitaka.
And the Riot Shield from Myriachan now. And good use of invisibility frames with the switch blocks there. Nice clean room. I've seen some not clean go-throughs of that room, so that's really nice by Hitaka. Good job.
And Myriachan's going to go ahead and make a smart play here, I think. Go ahead and do Misery Mire.
And now Misery loves company now.
Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I think at some point here she'll be looking at going into the Pyramid Fairy. Gonna be running out of options here as far as dungeons to clear.
Yeah, and I think
you probably want to do Pyramid Fairy before you go ahead and dip in Ice Palace anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And with Hitaka still needing to find the bow, Myriachan there's still a good amount of safe time that I think Myria has. I feel like Myria's more in the lead at this point.
I think so. Yeah. I missed it, but when Myria does it, maybe we'll get to talk about it if the lamp's not hiding out somewhere over here. If it is, I'm going to be sad because we won't get to talk about the thing that I forgot I was going to talk about when Hitaka was doing it.
Jot that down. Make a note of it.
Indeed. If Myria does find the lamp as well, I'll probably just mention it anyways when that happens, but it's one of my favorite rooms in the game.
And now we have Trinex's fight. Thankfully, with Tempered Sword in play, I've tried to do it with Master, and I mean, most people use Hammer. I've had less luck with Hammer.
So my question more or less will be, will Myria keep checking chests for that third sword upgrade, even in, Turtle Rock?
I'd say 50-50 chance. I don't think she'll really need it so much,
No,
but
it's nice to have.
Exactly. I mean, just the attack strength difference between Master and Tempered is just amazing, and it's right on the way too, as we know, in the big chest in Turtle Rocks. So it's not like it's out of the way none. And a turtle rock crystal for Hitaka. Now the big question is, where is Hitaka gonna check next?
I'm curious, where does Myria go next?
That too.
I think Myria's not. Oh, going to get potions. Maybe Myria. Oh, actually going to Dark World. Huh. What would this check be? Would this be? No, this can't be. Maybe this is Graveyard Ledge.
Could be as well, but the longer Myria takes to go check Fat Fairy, the more Hitaka gets a chance to catch up. And we're gonna get a Spike Cave check.
Where is Myria going?
Nice use of hookshot there. Not even needing the
Oh,
but
going to get half magic. Okay, that is interesting.
That's actually a pretty brilliant idea. I like.
Not a bad. No, not a bad idea.
I remembered it was there, but then I didn't think that Myria was gonna get it. So that's gonna be really advantageous.
So one of the things Myria can do right now, if she wants to, is to go ahead and get. I'm gonna go back up here. But she could have gone down and did check.
That's a good point.
Oh yeah, we've been in no mode ever since Hitaka picked up the fire rod, which was like 15 minutes ago, I think, roughly, maybe 20. And Myria has access to be able to get to the Pyramid Fairy. Just choosing to do Graveyard Ledge, Kingston first, I believe.
Yeah, not a bad call. It is one of those places that you can easily forget about, like Spike Cave as well. Mm-hmm. So not a bad call, but we know it's not going to be the good call.
I believe Hitaka. No, I'm going to go ahead and. I guess right. He doesn't have boots. Still doesn't have boots. Still has not been back to Bombo's Talent. Probably going to get that soon though. Because he's going to get Bombos now. But he's doing Jeremiah, which means I think inevitably gonna do the purple chest. That'll go down to Bombos. This is actually starting to get a lot closer now.
Yeah, here we go. So Myria not opting to save and quit, but take the Swag Duck Airlines.
Oh, there's 4. That's 4.
I think we're getting our pyramid.
Maybe she's thinking pyramid now. You got that? I think so. Hold your breath. This could be go mode, guys.
Gonna be walking like an Egyptian over there, getting our fire rod, and we will be officially in the go mode.
Yes, indeed. There, that is indeed exactly what Miri is doing. This is the play to make. Hitaka will not be too far behind because Hitaka will be going to do the purple chest tournament, which will not do anything, but that is going to lead presumably to a Bombos tablet check, which will get boots, which presumably will be, hey, I can go ahead and go into Desert Palace now and complete that since it's right there. That's bow, and that's going to be go mode for Hitaka.
And not even having to deal with Ice Palace. Beautiful.
Indeed. The only thing is Hitaka is going to have... Actually, Hitaka may be able to make up a tremendous amount of time here because he has a dungeon advantage right now. But Skullwoods and Misery Mire will be super quick. There you go. Myriachan in go mode at 1:30:41. So
Myriachan is now on fire with a fire rod, everybody.
Indeed.
Please exercise caution when using the fire rod. We are not responsible for any severe burns from misuse.
So with no Ice Palace dip, presumably our runners will be, or at least Myriachan will be doing the rest of the game in dark rooms. But she's going to go ahead and do Skullwood now.
Basically, all she got is Skullwoods and Turtle Rock and... Oh, Mire too, excuse me.
Yep.
And then we get to have some fun.
Both runners have Mire. Yeah, Hitaka will be getting those boots in just a moment here. So now it's a matter of how quick can Miria do all of this before Hitaka does everything else.
And Dust Boot. Hello.
Boots? Oh, actually going the other way. Still missing out on bow. Doesn't realize at this point. Oh, maybe realizing now.
Yeah.
Realizing now that, yep, Desert Palace is boots locked. You can go there, sir.
But choosing... Oh, wait.
Oh, no. Is he going... He's going to Mire. Is he going to Mire?
Yep.
Oh, this could be not good. He's gonna have to go mode. He's gonna be able to go mode pod, but yeah, he's gonna be full clearing this, looking for a bow.
Going to be very, very disappointed when he finds where it is.
Yeah, this is gonna allow Miria to go ahead and catch up here and do the remaining 2 dungeons that she's partially cleared, and then Turtle Rock, and she'll be going to Gan's Tower from Turtle Rock, which is going to be super nice. Won't have to climb Death Mountain again.
So yeah, we know Hitaka's going to be pretty annoyed by that bow find, but anger pulls, anger slashes, anger bombs. What do you do, Neon?
To be honest, none of the above.
Cool, calm, and collected.
Because here's the thing. You do anger bombs, you do anger pulls, you do anger slashes, you're wasting time in a race. Why would you do that? I know it's frustration, you know, it's just like get your frustration out through your voice or whatever. Don't let it don't cost yourself 5 seconds because you're screwing around and you lose by 6.
I like how you think, Mr. Van.
And it's absolutely not over yet. Just because Hitaka's going and clearing this out doesn't mean that he won't go to do desert immediately after this, because they're in the same space. So I would assume right after this we'll see a dip in Desert Palace. We'll see the bow, and then Hitaka just has to go through and light up Pod as quickly as possible, which isn't too hard to do.
Oh yeah, Hitaka's routing is solid, and mindset is solid in that regard. It's just, we know as commentators and viewers, just you would have wanted to go in desert first.
Indeed. Miria going ahead. Gonna be going into Misery Mire. has completed a chunk of this already, so this will actually not be too bad.
They may high-five each other.
We might see a high five. So we know the lamp can't be in here because this was locked behind flute, and we know, of course, that lamp was required to get hookshot to get flute. So we know there's a big long chain somewhere that our runners have both sequence broken around to get that lamp, and we know it's on here. So
I think you're right. I think it is an ice palace.
I feel like that's probably like the only real place it could be at this point.
And
Myria forgetting about the crystal switch flip. That's okay. Just gonna walk back in there like nothing happened.
I didn't have to worry about a rude door. Very nice.
Alright, Hitaka's got the big key. Guess where Myria's going next.
Vanilla
Same
big
place.
key.
Vanilla big key. Yep.
If you're lucky and you know you can hover, it's always nice to find that big key on the right side of the bridge room there, because then you can just hover and sneak over in go mode if you get that little lucky situation there.
Indeed, but there's not a lot of people that can do the hover, so here's a heart.
Impress your friends, impress your viewers, learn hover.
Indeed, and then just one day bust it out like Frizzle did at the start of the tournament. Just be like, yeah, I know how to do hover.
It's like, I got this, and everyone's like, whoa!
Indeed. And Myriachan has now taken the lead getting through the dungeon here.
And the other difference, too, is that Hitaka has no bow. It's going to be a little trickier clearing victory's out.
Sink! The sink! So both runners are not going to have to do all of us in the dark. And away we go. So this is probably the most difficult room to do. Now there's a way you can throw the block so that it goes onto the switch, but the switch in this room is super finicky. Like, if it's not directly on there and Myria's got it, that's nicely done. If it's not on there, you're spending a lot of time, and Hitaka also doing a nice job there. Both runners excellently placing that block.
Yeah, they are both very comfortable with that. Me, I probably would end up taking that dip to Ice Palace because I personally hate dark rooms. It's very good to get used to the dark rooms, but I really don't like them.
Yeah, I'm not much of a dark room person myself. It's like the advanced dark rooms are the ones that I always struggle with. But
I'm the kind of person who just doesn't like to be left in the dark.
That Myriachan making very quick work. These two rooms here are pretty easy. You just have to make sure the switch is flipped. There's a bombable wall right in the middle there. You walk around, switch is on your left. Yeah, flip the switch, flip it again in this room, and then away you go.
Yeah, both of our runners making this look really easy, so many kudos points going for them.
Indeed, that first room is really the most difficult room, the one that's essentially a check. That's what that room is, really. It's just a check to make sure that you have Canis Samaria before you go ahead and get into the back room here.
And Myria about to do Clear Eyes. This pretty much clears up victory so fast you really can't help but go, wow.
Indeed. Shooting gallery time.
Won't win a teddy bear, but you'll win something better than a teddy bear this time.
Yep. Crystal number 6.
Precisely.
Meanwhile, Hitaka's doing dash strats here. No cape, so it's just Cane and Burn and dash strats.
And with the tempered sword, getting to do it a little bit quicker, but gotta keep an eye on the health meter there.
gonna go ahead and fill up there. He's gonna have to use sword swings at this point without having that bow.
Thankfully, Vitreous in Phase 2 is pretty astonishingly simple.
Indeed. So now comes the fun part. Hitaka completes this. I would assume goes to Desert Palace after this because, you know, you're right there. You have the boots. You can go ahead and clear that out. Next comes the interesting race, which Myriachan's Go Mode TR versus Hitaka's Go Mode Palace of Darkness and climb back up Death Mountain.
This will be a thing. We'll see what happens.
And chat asking if Ether freezes the firehead for Trinex. Nope, the rods are the only thing that work. Oh yeah, Hitaka's gonna get low here in just a moment. So we'll be in Go mode about 5 or 6, gosh, maybe like 10 minutes behind Myria, but has fewer dungeons left to complete Go mode.
I'm feeling the hype so far.
Yeah, this could still be pretty close, guys.
Yeah, because just because you've gotten all the crystals and you're in Ganon's Tower, you are not out of the woods yet. You still have Moldorm 2, aka what I call it Moldezuma. You still got the Agate 2 fight being a pain, and of course you have the great equalizer of Ganon himself.
Indeed. Taka gets the big key. We'll now go back, getting the bow. So just about to enter Go mode here for Hitaka. Hitaka has not been into pod, and if he had dipped into there, would have found that it's bow locked anyways. So would not have gotten it very far. But Myria, very quickly.
I believe Hitaka did kind of sneak in there earlier because I remember he used the potion glitch.
Ah, yeah, you're right. He did potion glitch. But there we go. There's the bow.
There's the anger
Hitaka's in
slashes.
Go mode. That's right. He did do the potion glitch earlier. We did see that. So he did know it was bow locked, in theory. But now I'm going to have to Go mode pod. While Myria is going through Turtle Rock at this point.
Not all that bad anyway, I don't think. So we're gonna have to see here. I'm like I said, I'm still getting pretty hype, and this ain't over until the Fat Fairy sings. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. I've seen some pretty boss come from behind victories.
Absolutely. Execution will be a big part of the remaining dungeons and Ganon's Tower here for both of our runners. So,
speaking of execution, really good idea using the fire rod on the Hokuboku there. That kills it in one hit and just gets rid of everything that's bouncing around like crazy.
Indeed. Myria picking up that big chest key. So just needs one more key. Can go ahead and grab that off of the Hokuboku that's coming up here in another room. And then probably skip that middle chest. It's just a piece of heart. At this point, most runners will go ahead and skip that when you're in Go mode. And Hitaka very quickly going through here. Gonna have a difficult dark room to get through with the same problem that Myria had earlier. No lamp, can't see those terrapins.
But I believe there's actually a light source in that room, so that's actually gonna make it a little easier for Hitaka.
Yeah, we'll be able to light up the torches. That is correct.
Shed some light on that situation. Really, you want to.
Indeed, so Hitaka will probably complete his dungeon first because it's a quicker walkthrough to get to Helmsword King here than it is going to be to get to Trinex.
Yeah, don't have to worry about using up all your magic on Trinex before Trinex anyway, because there's always that that full magic there that you can use to fill up, and you'll need it.
So this is actually good if Myrian goes and does this because there's a sword upgrade in that big chest. Oh no, don't you don't need to do that. Okay, thank goodness. I was like, oh no, don't go to Mimic Cave. But yeah, there's a tempered sword.
Good call there from Myriachan.
Yeah, I saw her floating down toward that. Picking up 4 kills there. Hitaka, very nicely done, making that look super easy.
Doing that in the dark, it is not. I mean, we've seen some great skill come from these runners here today, and I expected nothing less, and it's been great.
Indeed. So we are going to get to see in just a moment here. Once Miria goes ahead and gets this key, we're going to get to see one of my favorite rooms in the game, a room that I've had the pleasure of calling, and I'll explain here. So this bottom room, I normally like to call the roller coaster. When you don't have the lamp, it's a roller coaster in the dark, and therefore I dub it Space Mountain.
I love it. I will totally borrow that at some point.
Indeed. So
Indeed,
we're going through Space Mountain right now. Pretty easy to do once you know the patterns. Gonna skip all the stuff here on Laser Bridge. Doesn't need to grab any of it. So
that's a great time saver right there. Because whoa,
fell off. Yeah, that Helmosaur is a little troll sometimes.
Be careful.
Does have the magic. So yeah, gonna powder the anti-fairies down here. This is always a nice thing to do. Nicely done.
Yeah, definitely be careful there. I was gonna say Myriad, but goodness gracious.
Indeed, with half magic, this will be very interesting. And this is where it gets super interesting because Hitaka is about to make the climb up to Death Mountain while Miria is going into Trinex. So now it's gonna be a race to see who gets there first.
And chat already starting the guessing game. Which, oh yes, that's right. So,
yes. We can do the thing, yeah.
So y'all know, 22 locations in Ganon's Palace. If you have donated 250 bits, or you are a subscriber, get in your guesses now. And what do you think?
I'm gonna say 12, random room. This is gonna be really close. Hitaka's gonna have, I believe, the advantage here, but Miria is gonna be right behind him within seconds. This will be super, super close.
I'm gonna say 8 myself. Funny enough, I kind of almost forgot that Hitaka had all the crystals.
Mm-hmm. And Miria is just gonna have to go through the crystal thing. Hitaka now getting into the dark world, so he's gonna make the run over here first. Miria is gonna be seconds behind.
This is a great close race so far, and oh boy, I knew I was getting hyped for a reason.
Miria actually going to use the hook shot there for a moment. So let's just say this: Hitaka gonna be going into GT at 148, probably 10. No, probably 148.12 at this point. Yep, 148.12. Miria has just activated the cutscene. So it's down to execution, maybe a guess.
So let's see. We will see who's the winner and get some potential leaderboard points. All runners-up will be getting a coupon for a free small ice cream from Cold Stare Creamery.
Indeed. So gap's 15 seconds. Hitaka by 15 seconds right now.
Hitaka taking a right side gamble, and so is Mir.
Oh,
this is great.
So here's something interesting. Miria has half magic. Hitaka does not.
I think I'm really amazed that this is. I expected.
Oh no!
Oh, rude door.
Rude door. There it is. It's on the right side.
Oh, so look. Oh, Mary, is she gonna be picking it up
5.
soon?
Yep. So she'll be getting it soon here.
So if you guess 5, congratulations!
Yeah, even with that derp, still not over. Just with how early it is. Myria having a little bit of execution problems there, but it could. So you're gonna get that key really quick. All right, yeah, she's gonna mirror out. Okay, yep. Gonna try and grab that second key. Yeah, she's gonna go ahead and she's got 1, so she's gonna go ahead and pick that up.
Man, they are right behind it. I did not expect the race to be this close. This is incredible.
Indeed. So yeah, she lost a bit of time with that door, but still plenty of optimization to make here. Or a small mistake by Hitaka could easily toss this one way or the other.
So yeah, I gotta say this though. This is the reason why I love these random matches so much.
For those keeping track at home, Hitaka enters Gauntlet at 1 hour 50 minutes 40 seconds.
So we get about a 9-second difference right now.
Well, not yet, no, because we haven't got to 4th floor.
Oh,
for
excuse me.
Myria. Yeah, that's usually what I consider I usually consider the entrance to Gauntlet. I know some other people differ when you go through that big door. I do it when you're up on 4th floor.
My brain was cutting out a few rooms.
Okay, so it's about 30 seconds at this point. So just lost about 15 seconds with that door slam shut in their face. That being said, only about 2 rooms behind. So 2 or 3 rooms behind at this point. So execution at this point.
Definitely making some quick execution of those Zazaks there.
Yep. Oh, Hitaka missing that, so that will be. Oh no, I got it on the rebound.
Yeah, you can tell Hitaka feels incredibly behind at this point.
Absolutely. But yeah, 30 seconds at this point is by no means. Oh, and Myria's gonna have to do another cycle.
Oh jeez. No. Hopefully the nerves aren't getting to her.
No, it's just some unkind love there from the Lambolas with their setup. So yeah, Hitaka, a fall the Moldorm at this point pulls Myria pretty much back into this.
Could happen. This is the kind of place where you don't want Moltezuma's revenge. I'm telling you that much.
Indeed, chat telling us it's 37 seconds as the gap right now, so only a 7-second loss there for Myria within the gauntlet. That's not terrible, considering how rough some of the execution may have been there around the Lambola fight.
Ooh, close almost drop there from Myria. Good recovery.
Indeed. She's through with the half magic. Oh, and there's the fall from Hitaka.
Moltezuma's revenge, everybody.
Yep. That will help a lot. Myriad doesn't even come in and check those chests. Oh, bonks off that. So that's probably a little bit of time.
No real need to check him there, though.
And Hitaka through. Myria right behind at this point.
Nice and clean.
Just gotta skip the chest.
Nice and clean the second time around.
They're gonna be within the same room here. No, just transition. So they're just the Moldorm fight apart right now.
Nice dash that first
and
dash
Myria giving a super quick job there. So 154.15 entry into Aga 2. Myria will be right on the back end of that.
And a triple from Hitaka. Very nice.
Just a double and miss one of them.
Oh, what? Oh, jeez. Okay.
Yep. Another double there. Yeah, the middle one reflected off into the wall. So one more way. There we go. Yep. Myriad missed the ball, unfortunately.
Coming back with a double, though.
Yeah, so she's got 3 in.
The trigonometry can be very tricky.
That's 4. That's 5. There's 6. Okay.
There we
I feel
go.
like we keep ending up here, don't you? It's like deja vu all over again. So Hitaka starts cannon fight 155-19.
It's still not over yet. A fall to Ganon can put Myria right back in this race.
I think a fall of Ganon would give Myria the race at this point, given how close they are. I think it absolutely would give. And he's got Hitaka with some nice spins there, doing some good work. Probably already into phase 3, I would assume. Yep, there's the teleports.
And unfortunately, the teleports are synced up between seeds, so we're going to be seeing a lot of this teleporting here to start.
35-second gap between the two right now. Boy, this is close. Myria getting the nice trap here as well. She'll be in phase 3.
Nice use of the hookshot for the iframes there.
Alright. Hitaka, did you find arrows like Hyrule Castle? Yeah, pretty hard to miss. Oh, that's
no torch glitch.
Torch glitch miss there. Got the double. Hitaka. Oh! Beautifully done. That's going to be a GG from Hitaka. Wow.
Absolutely.
Oh,
what a GG.
Get those GGs in chat, folks. This is going to be such a close race. All right, and we have Hitaka finishing official SRTV time, 1 hour, 57 minutes, 8 seconds. So,
and Myriachan won't be that far along, too. What a great race by two great players. Oh, my goodness. Wow.
Indeed. Oh, almost fell off there, but she'll get the double. Very nice. Another single. Oh, she's actually done. Wow. Cool. That was so close.
Yeah, and we get the double GG. I mean, wow. Good job. Just fantastic job by both players.
And Myria will finish, it looks like. Wait for it. Official SRTV time, 1 hour, 57 minutes, 53 seconds. That's a 45-second difference between the two runners. That is some quality racing right there between these two. Very nice, even matchup. Hitaka pulling it back, even though didn't find the bow until really late. Just executed well to get that last crystal dungeon and get up to Desert Tower. Get up to Ganon's Tower, up Death Mountain, I should say. Gosh, my brain's frazzled from how close this was.
Oh, man. How can you not be? I mean, it was just so back and forth. Like, you couldn't even tell until, like, the last second. I mean, just wow. Okay,
I think we need to stop, fawning over this, because I believe we have both runners in here, Hitaka and Myria. Wow, what a race, guys. GG's.
Thanks. GG, Myria.
GG.
Oh my goodness, 45-second difference between you two. The end of that race was something else. Just going back and forth there. Both of you executing very, very well throughout.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks.
Indeed. So, first question here with Hitaka. The bow being in Desert Palace right at the end there. What did what were your thoughts when you found that bow sitting in a big chest?
Well, I don't know, really. Just I was just focusing on go mode, so I didn't really think of anything really except there's the bow. Finally.
Yeah, I saw some anger slashes there, so I imagine there would have been some frustration there.
A bit. I mean, the bow is one of those items that only unlocks a couple spots, so it can be one of those troll items you don't find for really late, so... And it was boots locked, and I didn't find the boots until really late also. Did Myria find bombs and escape?
Did I find what? Sorry.
Did you find bombs and escape?
No, I didn't. I was wondering that the whole time. That was the last place I had. Yeah, did you find them?
No. That was also the last place I went back to after checking all the rest of the stuff in the overworld.
That would have easily saved like 5+ minutes.
Yeah. And then, I found flippers in desert, and those were total debated because they didn't lead to anything.
Yep. Still needed it later for Swamp Palace.
Yeah, but not immediately useful. Did you find the lamp, or did you go totally lampless?
Both of you did complete the entire game without finding the lamp, which I believe we determined has to be within Ice Palace by logic, because it's the only place left that you guys wouldn't have been able to sequence break through.
That's what I figured too. It was nice.
Yep. So we
But
got.
it wasn't worth it though.
Oh, absolutely
Definitely
not. Having to go in there.
It's got a really good Dark Mire. I was lucky. I just suddenly used the block and oh look, it stayed and it's on a switch.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's a really hard one to do, as Nihon pointed out there, where it's so finicky. You gotta get it right on that right pixel or it don't work. So that was some really good luck there.
Being able to block fireballs is really helpful for that too, because you don't have to worry about getting knocked around while you set it up.
How did you do in the Dark Mire?
Pardon? How did I do?
Yeah, like was it also easy for you? I mean, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it only took a couple tries to get the block in the right spot. I missed the first time, so I moved over like 2 pixels and tried again, and it worked, so...
Yep. That's why for aspiring runners, knowing how to do the dark rooms is very important. Help you improve your time a lot sometimes.
Yeah, like if either one of us didn't know how to do that, then we would have lost, for sure.
Yep, we would have had to dig an ice palace. Usually 5-10 minutes lost.
So what do you recommend, just for both of you, kind of going on that note, for those who want to improve their dark rooms but aren't really sure how did you go about like getting used to the dark rooms, like aside from doing it?
I looked at maps, kind of studied them for a bit, then I got out the practice room and practiced it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, all I can really recommend is just do it, and do it over and over until you get a feel for it.
Good words. So, good words from that. So, all you new people who are watching and don't think you can do it, trust us, you can do it. It is possible.
Yes, indeed. So going forward into week 7 here, what are you guys' thoughts on what will be for Myria will be the last match of the tournament, possibly, depending upon how things shake out with the 4 and 3 runners. And Hitaka, you're going to be going in with a shot to get that auto trip to the bracket at 5 and 2. So there's still chances for both, or at the very least, still chance at least to have winning record for both of you guys. So, any thoughts going into week 7 there?
Well, I'm just hoping I qualify because I started out 3-0 and then I lost a bunch in a row. So if I don't qualify, I'm going to be a little salty.
Indeed, fair enough.
In some ways, the last race for me will be just a lot of pressure will be off. But yeah, I still have fun at these races, so I'm always happy to do another race.
Yeah, it's one of those things, especially when you got tonight, like 3-2. This is for the most part, it's win or go home, unless you are one of the unless you get a lot of help with your Buchholz score, being at for the 4-3 people, or if you're 3-3 like myself as well. I probably don't have that luxury, but yeah, it's always it's a high pressure situation when you get into these tight matches here, kind of toward the end of the Swiss round. I think both of you did very, very well tonight. It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame that somebody has to win and somebody has to lose in these things, because I feel like both of you executed well enough that, I want to give you both a win. I want to be like, you both win. You both get to go in 4-2 and fight for a tournament spot in the brackets.
Maybe one of these days we'll have a little exhibition rematch. That'd be kind of a fun one, What do you think about that?
I don't know. Sounds fun, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds fun. Like rematches of matches that were really close in the tournament.
Yeah, that would make for some definite fun entertainment. And like Nihon said, I mean, there's only a winner in the you have to advance on the tournament's sake. Y'all are both winners in my eyes as well. I mean, great, fantastic job. You killed it out there, both of you.
Indeed, and that's a good reminder here. Please for both of these amazing runners, please go ahead and follow Hitaka and Myriachan. They both did great tonight. They put on a heck of a match. Regardless of winners and losers and all that stuff, I think they both have certainly proven getting this far that they're worthy of a follow for some really good rando action.
I'm definitely gonna second that. I mean, it don't take long to follow that, hit that follow button, and you will be getting to see some great stuff from these two. So yeah, definitely, they've earned your follow.
Indeed, but please just don't bop the follow button with your face. That's kind of dangerous. You could break your nose. Just bop it with your hands or mouse or whatever you want to use it. Just not the face.
Bop it, twist it, pull it, whatever you gotta do.
All right, so I think it's actually going to go ahead and wrap up Rando for today, or for those of us in Europe and on the East Coast, Saturday. we've bled over. We're at Rando After Dark, but also go ahead and thank you, Viljan. Follow Carissa, who did a wonderful job tracking tonight with everything that was going on. Thank you so much, Carissa, for once again stepping in to track, and thank you as well to Rick for co-commentating once more with me.
Hey, it's been a pleasure. Hey, anytime you want, you just give the holler and you know where to find me.
Indeed. So I think we're going to wrap that up with all that. So as always, thank you so much for hanging out here on Speed Gaming tonight. We'll have a whole bunch more rando tomorrow. I'm taking a look at the schedule. I don't think we have everything quite set for that yet, but there should be rando throughout the day, so just keep an eye on the Speed Gaming channels and ALTTP Randomizer channels. If you follow all of them, you'll get to see all the fun rando. As always, good night, good luck, good RNG. We'll see you next time. I'm the Tiger. Peace out.
And I'm Brick. Y'all have a fantastic day. Thank you, everybody, for coming tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend.